Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, will learn what happened after his argument with Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton. Bill will also learn about Liam's diagnosis and will be determined to find a cure for Liam's tumor. Will Bill find someone who believes they can help his son? Is there someone out there who could possibly have a cure or at least a promising treatment for Liam's problem? As much as Bill thought Liam was overstepping when he confronted him about Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, Bill went completely overboard with Liam. Bill feels incredible guilty and he feels the need to fix this. Bill isn't ready to lose one of his boys. Bill certainly may feel that he has a lot to make up for after the way he treated Liam. Liam loves his father and was just trying to make a point. Can Bill really blame his son for looking out for him? Liam doesn't want Luna to have an opportunity to poison Bill the way she did two other people. Bill has been nothing but good to her, but Luna is psychotic. Luna cannot be trusted around Bill or anyone else. Liam has sworn Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Messinswood, and John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlan, to secrecy about his condition. Liam still hasn't told Hope Logan at this point either. However, Bill is his father and he has a right to know that his son is dying. Liam doesn't want his sympathy. Bill told him exactly how he felt that day. Liam obviously wants to spend some time with his father while he still can. Life is short and Liam doesn't want to leave things the way they are right now. Liam has to make peace with his dad while he can. Bill will be completely floored when he learns the truth about Liam's condition and faces the possibility of losing him. Bill knows people from all over the world. Unfortunately, he cannot simply snap his fingers and find a cure for his son. Bill will likely enlist Finn's help in trying to find someone to help. Finn wants a cure as bad as Bill does, however. It could cost a great deal to have someone to do research that could help Liam. Bill is willing to pay whatever he has to as long as his son survives. Money cannot buy everything though. Will someone manage to come up with a cure for Liam, or will he just provide research so that no one else dies from the same condition? Liam is in bad trouble and his doctors want him back at the hospital. Will Liam go back in time to try to get help, or will he refuse to do as the doctors ask and give himself a chance for a cure? Act 1. A father's desperation. The storm clouds were gathering over the Spencer mansion, but Bill Spencer's mind was far from the brewing tempest outside. Inside, the tension in his chest was far more suffocating. His son, Liam Spencer, was not only in a medically induced coma, but also struggling against an invisible enemy, one that seemed to threaten his very existence. It was the kind of situation that no amount of money or influence could solve on its own. Bill stood at the edge of Liam's hospital bed, his usually towering frame hunched, defeated. He had already been through the motions, doctors, specialists, even alternative medicine experts, but nothing had worked. His son, the apple of his eye, lay still and unresponsive, his life hanging by a thread. What did a man like Bill Spencer, known for his forceful personality and commanding presence, do when even his considerable power failed to provide answers? There's got to be a way, Bill muttered to himself, a mix of frustration and resolve in his voice. He slammed his fist down onto the table next to Liam's bed. I'll be damned if I just stand by and let him slip away. But no amount of slamming his fist against the metaphorical wall was going to bring Liam back. Bill needed answers. He needed to act. Act 2. A dangerous gamble. Bill Spencer had always been a man who thrived on risks. Whether in the business world or in his personal life, he played the odds, and more often than not, he came out on top. But this was different. The stakes were higher. The outcome uncertain. The clock was ticking. He wasn't about to sit idly by while his son lay unconscious. Bill knew that if he wanted a miracle, he would have to make one. But how? That's when his mind shifted to a place he hadn't ventured in years, the black market. There were whispers among some of the world's most influential and underworld figures about experimental treatments, treatments that were so new, so out there, that they weren't yet available to the general public. Could they cure Liam? Could they give him a chance at life? Without wasting another second, Bill reached out to an old contact, someone who had a reputation for finding anything, no matter how dangerous or illegal it was. A man named Klaus, who ran in the darkest circles of the pharmaceutical industry. "You know what I need, Klaus," Bill said in a low, measured tone when the call connected. Klaus's voice came through the receiver, gravelly and laced with skepticism. "You want me to pull strings for you, Bill? You know the kind of trouble this could cause. We're talking about unapproved drugs. No clinical trials. You want to gamble with your son's life?" Bill's jaw tightened. He wasn't used to being questioned like this, especially not by someone like Klaus. But this time, Bill wasn't asking for permission. He was demanding a solution. "I don't care what it takes," Bill replied, his voice hard. "If there's a chance to save my son, I'm going after it. So, are you in or not?" Klaus paused for a moment, and when he spoke again, it was with a kind of careful deliberation that only someone who had dealt in the shadows could manage. "I'll see what I can do, but you're not going to like the cost." Act 3. The Family Struggles. As Bill took matters into his own hands, his family struggled to find any semblance of peace. Steffi Forrester, Liam's wife, had been by his side since the accident, her tear-streaked face a constant presence in the hospital room. Despite her strength, the weight of the situation was breaking her. Steffi had always been a pillar of determination, but watching her husband fade away in front of her was beginning to take a toll. Her heart ached as she watched his silent form in the sterile hospital room. Brooke Logan, Liam's mother, was no less devastated. She and Steffi had grown close over the years, both of them sharing a bond over the shared love of Liam. Brooke was used to dealing with tough situations, but this was different. The thought of losing her son was more than she could bear. She tried to be strong, but even her veneer of composure cracked under the strain. "I just don't understand," Brooke murmured to Steffi, her eyes filled with helplessness. "Why is this happening to him, to us?" Steffi's eyes were red from hours of crying, but she forced a calm smile. "We have to believe he's going to pull through. Liam's strong, he's always been strong." But even Steffi couldn't quell the gnawing fear inside. What if this was it? What if Liam never woke up? The thought was too unbearable to even entertain, yet it loomed over her like a dark cloud. Meanwhile, Rich Forrester, who had come to respect and care for Bill over the years, found himself in a complicated position. His wife, Brooke, was devastated. Steffi was on the edge of losing hope. And Bill was frantic. Rich understood that Bill would do anything for his son, but this gamble he was preparing to take, it didn't sit well with Rich. He could see the emotional toll it was taking on Bill, but at the same time, he knew that Bill's obsessive nature might push him too far. "I think we need to be careful," Rich told Brooke one evening. "Bill's not thinking clearly, he's about to do something drastic." Brooke shook her head, trying to maintain her composure. "I know, but what choice does he have? Liam's his son. He'll do whatever it takes to save him." Act 4. The Price of a Cure. As Bill prepared to meet Klaus, he wrestled with the weight of his decisions. He had always been the type to throw money at a problem until it went away. But this wasn't about money. This was about his son. It was about saving Liam, no matter the cost. When Klaus finally called Bill back, the deal was struck. Bill had agreed to the terms, but at a great personal cost. The drugs were experimental, untested, and there were risks beyond what Bill was willing to admit. But the alternative, waiting for the doctors to give up on Liam, was simply not an option. Bill's heart pounded in his chest as Klaus delivered the final details. "We'll have it in place within the week. But I need you to understand something, Bill. This could either work, or it could do irreparable damage. Are you prepared for that?" Bill didn't hesitate. "I'll take my chances." Act 5. The Turning Point. The moment Bill received the treatment, he didn't waste a second. He had it rushed to the hospital, despite the risks. As he walked through the sterile hallways, the gravity of his decision weighed heavily on him. But when he stepped into Liam's room, something changed in him. He looked at his son, unconscious and vulnerable, and he realized that he would stop at nothing to give Liam a fighting chance. With Steffi, Brooke, and Ridge all in the room, Bill took a deep breath. His hands shook as he reached for the medical syringe. Steffi looked at him with a mix of confusion and concern. She wasn't sure what Bill had done, but she knew he had made a bold choice. Ridge looked on, his brow furrowed in uncertainty. And Brooke just prayed that this was the right move. As Bill injected the serum into Liam's IV line, there was a moment of silence, as if the world itself were holding its breath. Would it work? Would it be the miracle they so desperately needed? As the minutes ticked by, Liam's chest rose and fell with shallow breaths. But then suddenly, a flicker of movement, his fingers twitched, his eyelids fluttered. And for the first time in days, there was hope. Bill stood back, his face a mask of both fear and relief. This was only the beginning. The road ahead would be long, and the risks of the treatment were far from over. But for now, Bill Spencer had done what he always did. He had fought for his family, using everything at his disposal. And for the first time in what felt like an eternity, Liam Spencer's fight for life had a chance. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Boldy and BAUTFUL UPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.